dynamic and stative verbs are. Remember that in English, verbs are usually divided exactly the same way we divide verbs into regular and irregular. Do you remember that? That the teacher probably mentioned in level 3. There are regular and irregular verbs. Yes, do you remember? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Exactly the same way, we can divide the verbs into dynamic and stative verbs. Stative verbs are because they are verbs which are not commonly used in a continuous form. Now, continuous doesn't mean progressive. Progressive is the present continuous. I am dancing, you are eating, that is the progressive. No, I'm talking about the gerund. The gerund form is when we use the verb ending in ing. And so, certain verbs, like the ones that you can see here in the gray boxes, believe, need, belong, seem, mean, understand, realize, wonder, prefer, taste, love, suppose, hate, like, remember, and contain. These verbs are not commonly seen in a continuous form, but in gerund, yes. These verbs are always simple, so that is why they are called stative, because they don't go with the progressive. You never say, I am believing. No, you say, I believe. Let me give you an example with the white screen. This one. Okay, so certain verbs, usually known as stative, is because they are never used in a continuous form, in a progressive. For example, like. You never say, I am liking. No, I like or I don't like. End of the story. Understand. Yes, I am understanding. No, I understand or I don't understand. So you see, they are simple. Maybe, for example, realized. Darse cuenta. So you never say, I am realizing of, no, I realize or I don't realize. Or maybe the verb believe. I believe or I don't believe. But you never say, I am believing. No, not really. A simple one, love. It is not commonly said, I am loving, maybe in very particular examples. But you say, I love or I don't love. End of the story. Nobody says, I am hating you. No, I hate you. So that is why these are examples of stative verbs, because they are verbs which are not commonly used in a continuous form. Now, I said continuous, but no gerund. Gerunds are verbs, all of them. When we need to begin the sentence with a verb, it's preferable that we use a gerund. For example, if you say walk 8 miles, must be exhausting. Okay, in this sentence, my verb form is wrong. Because if I am going to begin my sentence with this verb, it's preferable that I say walking. Walking 8 miles must be exhausting. Let me give you another example. Drink 8 glasses of water. May help you. Lose weight. And I say may because it's not for sure. Maybe yes, maybe not. But some people say. Well, okay, if I begin my sentence with drink, my sentence is wrong. Then here, originally, I should say what?
Drinking.
Right. Drinking, that is the correct and proper form. Drinking 8 glasses of water a day may help you lose weight. Okay, let me give you another example. Smoke. Smoke may reduce the number of years a person may live. Now, again, a person may live. Hi, Robert, welcome. because it's not very sure. I mean, not every person that smokes dies. Not really. So that is why I say may. Well, okay. But in this case, my verb form is incorrect again, because if I am going to begin my sentence with a verb, I must do it with a gerund. So could anybody please tell me the appropriate form?
Smoking.
Right. Smoking may reduce the number of years a person may live. We are not very sure. Even if you do it in the negative, let's suppose, not exercise. Well, okay, even if it's negative, is a gerund. Not doing exercise may lead you to a sedentary lifestyle. Well, okay, so this is in the negative, not doing. Not doing exercise may lead you to a sedentary lifestyle. Well, so you see, this is what gerunds are. Gerunds can be any verb that begins a sentence. It doesn't matter if it's a stative verb. For example, seeing is believing. You know, ver para creer. Well, okay, and here is believing. But this is a gerund. It is not a present continuous. You see the difference? Right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Well, so these are gerunds. And then coming back to the stative verbs. Stative verbs, remember, are verbs what? What are the stative verbs? Verbs which are not
ending with ing.
Okay, which are not commonly used in a continuous form. Because if you say ending in ing, it is not exactly. Observe, here believe is ending in ing, but it's a gerund. It's not a present continuous. Chicos, esto les tiene que quedar muy claro. Una cosa es el present continuous, que es el ing al final, y otra cosa son los gerunds. Ojo, el hecho de que ustedes me entiendan qué son los gerunds y cuándo lo vamos a ocupar, necesito que empiecen a grabarse este nombre tal como lo ven, para que cuando el maestro nivel 5 les hable de un gerund, ustedes entiendan y no tengan la confusión que es un present continuous. Por eso les digo que los stative verbs son verbos que no son comúnmente usados en forma continua. No dije que en gerundio, dije que en forma continua. Es decir, la forma continua es cuando yo le digo I am y le pongo el verbo terminado en ing. Esa es la forma continua. Pero eso no es un gerund. Un gerund es esto, es usar el verbo aquí. Sí, terminado en ing, pero observen que no tiene nada que ver con un present continuous. Aquí los stative verbs no pueden ir con I am. Por ejemplo, I am liking. Eso no existe, ni lo van a ver jamás en la vida. I am liking, no. Pero a lo mejor el hecho de decir liking, eso sí lo van a ver. Porque ustedes incluso pueden decir en inglés, to my liking, para mi gusto. Pero fíjense cómo lo traduzco, para mi gusto. No les estoy diciendo me está gustando. Estoy diciendo para mi gusto, no sé, aprender otro idioma, qué sé yo, lo que sea. Entonces, los gerundios, los gerunds, son cuando nosotros comenzamos los enunciados con un verbo. Y tiene que ser un verbo en gerund, no lo puedo empezar de otra forma. Y los stative verbs, que sí pueden ser gerunds, porque son verbos. Y los stative verbs son los verbos, son la clase de verbos, la familia de verbos que no van a poder utilizar en un present continuous. ¿Nos queda claro?
Yes, miss.
Ok. Entonces, cuando ustedes hagan su tabla comparativa, va a haber una sección, José Eduardo, que tú le vas a llamar stative verbs. Ahí en los stative verbs vas a ir poniendo los que yo vaya mencionando y los que tú vayas descubriendo que son de esta categoría. Por eso les dije que no puedo encargar la tabla en un solo día. Tienen que esperarse a ver toda la semana de clase para que deduzcan ustedes quiénes son los stative verbs y tengan muchos ejemplos. De lo contrario, va a ser confuso. Yo no puedo encargar la tabla hoy lunes y la reviso hoy lunes. No, porque los stative verbs ustedes los tienen que descubrir. Bien, en esa tabla comparativa, ya me fui a la tabla, van a ponerme las diferencias entre el present continuous y el simple present. Bueno, los stative verbs son parte del simple present, nunca del present continuous. Grábenselo bien. ¿Listo? Y los gerunds no tienen absolutamente nada que ver con el present continuous. ¿Vamos bien hasta aquí?
Sí, por favor.
¿Sí? ¿Seguros? ¿Todos bien? Chicos, por favor, si a alguien no le queda claro, no duden en decirme, en preguntarme, porque el hecho de que ustedes digan, bueno, no, pero más adelante lo entiendo, no es cierto. Más adelante no lo van a entender, porque más adelante yo voy a ir haciendo crecer esta información y entonces menos les va a quedar claro. Necesito que les quede claro ahorita, aquí, en el momento.
Miss,
Bueno.
I have only one question about the comparative, the table comparative, comparative
Yeah.
tables.
Uh-huh.
The part of the study verbs, I make another examples.
Oh, yes, of course. I have already mentioned some. And then here you have some other examples. Observe. This is in the book on page 11. And all of these verbs in the gray boxes, they are examples of stative verbs, all of them. Believe, need, belong, etc., etc. Yes? Plus the verbs that I mentioned before. Okay, so from here, you can copy or you can take the verbs that you want and then include them in your comparative table. Is that okay? Okay, now, all of these verbs can be classified into this yellow box. These verbs, some of them are thoughts and mental processes, some others are senses, some other verbs are emotions, and some others are possessions, right? Well, this yellow box is something that you will have to prepare yourselves. I need you to get a screenshot of this table, please. Chicos, le van a sacar un screenshot a esta tabla. Y ustedes solitos van a clasificarme estos verbos que están aquí arriba en las cajas grises entre estos, thoughts and mental processes, the senses, emotions and possessions. Esto es tarea, pero no cuenta. Es tarea para que ustedes practiquen y sepan identificarme todos estos stative verbs, porque todos son stative, todos estos me refiero. Y les va a ayudar para identificarlos, para que lo puedan hacer en el examen, para que llenen esta tabla y para que les quede el conocimiento a ustedes. No porque vaya a valer un punto ni dos, no. La tarea ya la especifiqué, ya les dije cuál es y esa es la que cuenta. Si esa no la suben, esa es la que les va a restar o agregar calificación. Esta no, esta es puramente práctica para ustedes. Okay. Did you get a screenshot?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And then, well, so remember, in this table, you are going to classify all of these verbs. The verbs, how many are they? 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, these 16 verbs will be classified here. When are we going to check this table? Tomorrow. Tomorrow I will check the answers to these tables. And we will also check the answers to these two statements. So by tomorrow, everybody must know what a dynamic verb is and what a stative verb is. And then everybody must be able to give me examples of stative verbs. Remember that this is the exercise that we did on Monday. On Monday, we did this exercise, right? Well, okay. Then, continuing with the simple present and the present continuous. Differences. Remember, between the simple present and the present continuous, there is one which is talking about permanent permanent situations, habits or routines. Which one is it? Any idea?
No.
Okay. Between the simple present and the present continuous, one of these two tenses talks about general ideas, factual information, permanent situations, habits, and routines. Which
Simple
one?
present.
Right. Thank you, Alexis. Simple present. Now, the other talks about temporary situations, things which are happening at the time of speaking. What else? Things which are probably happening in front of me. Which one is it?
Continue?
Right, it's a present continuous. That is why we call it continuous, because it's happening in front of us. Yes, it's true. Well, then, if you remember well, on Monday, I show you a picture. And with that picture that I show you on Monday, yes, do you remember that I show you a picture on Monday? Let me see if I do have the picture here. Wait. Let me open it. If you remember, okay, if you remember well, last Monday I showed you a picture. And in this picture, if you remember well, you were describing, do you remember? You were describing what the people are doing here. Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, and then you gave me different examples. The guys are playing soccer, Robert is reading a book, etc., etc. Well, and then you conclude that this is the present continuous, things which are happening at the time of speaking. Well, okay. Now we need to analyze the simple present. And in this case, the simple present, you know, will be the one that describes routines. Is it possible for everyone to visualize the page?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Remember, if the present continuous contains am, is, are, Maria is running in the park, I am living in an apartment, because I am talking about a temporary situation. The simple present is the contrary. The simple present is referring to activities which are routines, habits, permanent situations. That is why you say, Maria runs in the park. Maria is running in front of me, but Maria runs in the park every day, even if I don't see it. She only eats meat. I live in Merida. It's a permanent situation. I work for Miami University. It's also a permanent situation. Here is when we need the auxiliaries do and does, for example. When we say doesn't, don't, okay, here in the simple present. Because in the present continuous, remember, this is am, is, are. Yes? Well, with this simple present, we also have the the stative verbs. These stative verbs belong to the simple present most of the times. Most of the times, they belong to the simple present. The dynamic verbs can perfectly be here with the continuous. So they are simple and continuous. That is why they are dynamic. But if they are only simple, they are stative. I believe in God. Now I know what to do, etc., etc. Yes, is everybody following me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
Miss.
Questions Up to here, doubts, problems, dudas, preguntas, hasta aquí.
No.
¿Vamos bien?
Sí.
Yes.
Present continuous is
Sí,
for
profe.
the and simple present for stative verbs.
Ok, otra vez.
Present continuous is for dynamic and simple present for stative verbs.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, ok. Entonces aquí nos queda claro quién habla de permanent situations, de habits y de routines. ¿Sí? Y quién nos habla de las cosas que están sucediendo ahorita. Entonces vamos a ponerle incluso aquí things which are or activities. Vamos a ponerle activities para que no nos confunda. Activities happening at the time of speaking. Eso va a ser el present continuous. Y estos son los elementos que va a llevar para que pueda funcionar bien. Mientras que el otro nos va a hablar de routines, habits and daily activities. Con esta información, chicos, ya ustedes pueden empezar a hacer su tabla. ¿Ya lo vieron? This information is what you are going to use for your table. Now the examples. Okay, take a look at the examples. Now you're probably able to create your own examples. And now that you know what the stative verbs are, well, okay, here I am giving you certain examples of stative verbs. This information is for your table. Después no me digan que no saben de dónde sale, porque si están poniendo mi atención como yo creo que están, aquí ya llevan la mitad de la tabla. ¿Por qué? Porque solo les van a faltar los ejemplos y los ejemplos van a venir de la inspiración de cada uno de ustedes. Y ahí es donde yo voy a checar si de verdad entendieron o no entendieron de lo que yo estoy hablando. Así que...
Teacher, so we don't need more information.
Well, if you want to find more information, it's up to you. But here are the bases. De aquí para donde quieres. But yes, Diego, if you like,
Okay.
you can find more information. Or you can put the same information, but in different words, because probably you check it in a book and then you find it in a different style, but the same. Just make sure that it's the same information. Got it?
All right.
All right. Well, so far so good. ¿Hasta aquí vamos bien?
Yes, Miss.
Yes? All right. Is it okay if I remove this? May I?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, there it is. Thank you. And now that we have already seen the differences between dynamic and stative verbs, this is a class summary, number 3. Okay, we have present continuous or simple present. Remember that there are certain time expressions that we usually go with the present continuous and the frequency adverbs with the simple present, for example, or the adverbial phrases with the simple present. Okay, let me show you the following exercise containing sentences that can be in present continuous or in simple present. You will have to decide that. Yes? And then, I just need you to get a screenshot of this so we can work. Please, somebody. Bueno, no nada más somebody. Vamos a trabajar por equipos, chicos, y necesito que cada equipo tenga una captura de esta pantalla. Thank you. Is everybody on the WhatsApp chat? Is everybody there?
Yes, I think.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, okay, now that you have this screenshot, we will be working in small groups. Los voy a dividir por pequeños grupos para que podamos trabajar ese screenshot que acabamos de hacer. Anybody else?
Yes, teacher. The first is I am learning to drive at moment.
Very nice.
The second one is he speak more than 2 languages.
Okay, remember that this is third person, so we say speaks. Mhm.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay, that's okay.
Breathe if I don't like Fútbol.
Ok. Chicos, cómo me encanta que participen, se oyen tan bien, así deberían de participar siempre, en lugar de que nada más yo hablo. Qué aburrido. Ok, 4.
Do you usually read?
Ok. Do, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Do you usually read? Okay. Alexis, would you like to give us, thank you, dear. Would you like to give us number 5?
Yes, miss. At the moment, I'm reading an interesting book.
Excellent. Okay. Very nice. I'm very happy to see these results. Reading. And also very quick to work. Well, okay, so you see, in this exercise, this is exactly what we are doing. Simple present or present continuous. Well, okay. Remember that here, sometimes we may have certain expressions that could be good indicators that we are using one tense or the other. For example, if we say at the moment, this is exclusively present continuous. If we say things that we think are, how can I say, not permanent, but routines, okay, so this is for the simple present, it could be. When we are referring to preferences, likes, and etc., then it's definitely simple present. And particularly if we are using frequency adverbs, they continue with the simple present. Now, remember that those frequency adverbs usually have a very particular position. Sorry, if I remove the screen. Is that okay? Sorry, I didn't tell you. Well, okay. Remember that those frequency adverbs have a very particular position in the sentence. Yesterday, no, not yesterday, on Monday, I mentioned that. On Monday, I told you, when we are using the frequency adverbs, we must have a rule in mind. The frequency adverb is always before the main verb and after the verb be. This is what I told you on Monday. You always, usually, never, sometimes, rarely, etc. before the main verb. This is my main verb. And after the verb be. So they don't have any other position. And what happens when we are using ever? Remember that ever is also part of the frequency adverb and must be, again, before the main verb. Now, adverbial phrases. Remember that those adverbial phrases are certain expressions that we may use either at the end or at the beginning of the sentence. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, at night, once a week, twice a month, every year, every day, etc., etc. This summary that you are visualizing here is a summary corresponding to day class 1. Well, it doesn't say here, but it's class 1, and you will find it on Bright Space. I am still preparing the summary class 2, which is yesterday. I know that yesterday we didn't have classes, but I will be adequating the program so we can cover what we should have seen yesterday. And today, well, it will be summary class 3 today.